Well, good morning and welcome back to the John Muir Way and the salubrious surroundings of Linlithgow Bridge. We're on to stage 6. We're cutting the next stage in half a little bit. We had planned to go right through to Queensferry, but instead we're going to stop at Blackness Castle, which unfortunately isn't open at this time of year. Doesn't open until April. It's run by Historic Scotland, so we'll be able to see it from a distance. So around 8 miles today. It's not the best weather this morning. It's cold, there's been hail already, it's a bit damp, and the wind's supposed to pick up, so the walker's route doesn't go into Linlithgow itself, so if you're doing it as a multi-day hike, I'd very much recommend a visit to Linlithgow. It's about a mile off route. There's so much to see there. It's quite a historic town, and including Linlithgow Palace. We should be able to see it, I think, from the path, from a bit of a distance. But there's plenty of museums, pubs and eateries and cafes in there if you want to visit. But as I say, the route doesn't really go anywhere near the town, unfortunately. So we got a bit of a walk to Bo'ness, or Borrow's Town Ness, shortened to Bo'ness. We are going to pick up the walk along the estuary, so from there we'll be walking along the Forth, pretty much all the way to the outskirts of Edinburgh. A bit of a nasty little section here, no pavement up to cross the M9. So hopefully it doesn't last for too long. But I've got to say, not the greatest starting point in the world. But just trying to walk along the verge, avoiding the traffic. So the Fisher's Brae to Bo'ness.
Sorry?
Doesn't look like we'll get a view of Linlithgow Palace, unfortunately, just as we're climbing the hill. But big relief after that little road walk. It wasn't far, maybe about half a mile, just to be out in the middle of the fields again. It's maybe got about 4 miles to Bo'ness, I think. Plenty of cafes there, pubs as well. So over the top of the hill and just once we come out of the trees here, you'll be able to see the Forth. So I suppose technically, once we get into Bo'ness, we'll have walked coast to coast.
Yes, yeah.
As the Clyde and the Forth are both estuaries. There we go, yeah, just a dull, grey, damp February day. And that's it, we've come out of the way of the trees and we're getting the wind now, but this would be lovely in the summer, I think. Plenty of bird life here, and the verges will be full of wildflowers, I would expect. Oh, I think we're going off to the left here.
Oh, what, so
And we're entering Kinneil Estate. This looks like it's maybe been hit quite hard by the storm as well. Question is, will we get through? Might have to do a bit of tree hopping. Yeah, stormy Eowyn certainly did a job. Snap like matches, these things. It's the grounds of Kinneil House. I'll pop a bit more information about that on screen. A little bit about the history, but Bo'ness itself was a colliery town, and the big pit here was Kinneil Colliery. But this is the grounds of the estate. And there's a housing estate just over to our right that you hardly know exists right now. Absolutely riddled with footpaths. Kinneil House. Looks very much a sort of hodgepodge of buildings. And we're back on the Antonine Wall as well, right here. So the Antonine Wall, actually, I think it reached the Forth here, and this would have been the eastern terminus, which is incredible, really. It pretty much followed the route of the Forth and Clyde Canal, but came further east. So the little building over there was a workshop used by James Watt in his development of the steam engine. So that's quite an incredible piece of history there. So the place where I guess the real birth of the steam engine was. quite the juxtaposition, the old stately home at the end of the drive here. I stood on the bridge, and if I turn round, we're into quite a modern housing estate, 1960s, 1970s in Bo'ness, but very much a mining town this, and a hub of industry. Two good brass bands as well, Bo'ness and Caradon and Unison Kinneil. I drop right down onto the floodplain of the Forth now, which is sort of hidden over the back there, but this is the Bo'ness and Kinneil Railway, which is a preserved railway. Just a branch line, short, it's only maybe about 3 or 4 miles long, I think. Again, it's not going to be operating at this time of year, I would expect. Be a nice surprise to see a steam engine come past, but it tends to be sort of weekends and summer times only. But again, if you're doing it at the right time of year, it's worth a journey on it. I'm not sure how expensive it is, but it's quite a popular attraction. So that's it. So we've walked from the Clyde to the Forth, but I'd say we've still got maybe half the trail to do to get to Dunbar. And it is a bit bleak and windswept down here. Don't tell me you're camera shy. There we go. I'll say hello.
I'll be the collective representative.
There we go. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
It'll be a few days before I get this up. But, yeah. All right. And thanks again.
Yeah, thank you.
Cheers.
Have a
See you
good
later.
day.
Bye.
Get the outside of it as
Yeah.
well.
Just a little bit off route, but a nice spot for some coffee and cake. Well, the hailstorm was on. So back across the railway and into the wind now. Bo'ness Harbour station just in the background, and we're onto the foreshore, so we'll be right along the shore now to Queensferry on the next stage, or our next stage anyway. I'm expecting the next few miles actually to be fairly industrial. Just you can see the Forth bridges in the background there as well. That'll be it's a pity, well, it's a pity it's not clear. There'll be some fantastic views just there of them, but there's such a mix of history and modern industry along the Forth. It's quite a dissonance really along the area, but we'll see how much there actually is. I think that must be Blackness Castle just in front of us, so it's probably about 3.5 miles, maybe 4 miles away. It'll be a bit closer as a crow flies, but of course we've got to follow the shoreline. And the bridges in the mist, very much the centre of industry and sort of places that look almost abandoned, grown over, typical urban dockside. It's interesting in its own way, not beautiful by any means. Can't see the bridges anymore, so that weather's heading straight for us. A little bit of a beach, and you can just see Blackness Castle jutting out into the water there. And boy, the weather's come with a vengeance. It's a mix of hail and sleet at the moment, and the wind's right into our face. Oh boy. I've got to say, I'm quite glad we're not walking all the way through to Queensferry today. Little ruined building there in the trees. The joys of a coastal walk in February. Oh, we're clear of the industrial sprawl of Bo'ness now, thankfully, and just this wooded bank next to the Forth is quite lovely. Again, in the summer this would be beautiful. I think no more than a couple of miles now to Blackness, but this has been an enjoyable walk. And okay, the walk along the Forth from Bo'ness could be described as a bit ugly, but I think to a certain extent there's not a great deal of choice. It's that are routed through housing estates, so you'd be as well just walking along the foreshore and enjoying the views of the bridges and the Oakle Hills to the north, and even on a clear day I guess you'll be able to look back towards Stirling. I'm fairly certain we could see the Wallace Monument earlier, so you're probably going to be able to see Benledi at the foot of the Trossachs as well. This is a delightful bit of woodland, but again it's been quite hard underfoot today, so the amount of walking on hard surface on this trail is pretty significant. Old ruined lodge just sitting in there. End of the woodland and fields, and Blackness Castle with the bridges just sat behind it. And I know Blackness Castle was used as a location in Outlander, but I'm not exactly sure what it was supposed to be. I'll see if I can find that out, or what sort of castle it was supposed to represent. But it's run by Historic Scotland, I think, and open from 10 o'clock most days. But, there we are, Blackness Castle in all its glory, and the village just poking out from round the corner. That's about it from us for the day. We're not quite going all the way up to the castle, just stopping in the village today. So if you're enjoying this series on the John Muir Way, please leave us a comment or click that like button, even subscribe. Feeling brave. So hopefully you join us on the next one. Our next stage is going to be from Blackness through to Cramond just outside Edinburgh, so somewhere in the region of 12-13 miles I think. Looking forward to that one, getting right under the bridges at Queensferry. So hopefully see you on that one next time. Thanks for watching and see you soon.